So I've been doing a lot of Zoom comedy shows now, which are great if you want to bomb your jokes in front of people individually, like separately. I honestly prefer crowds back in the day because when you bombed a joke, you would bomb it with a whole group of people, right? With one blob of humans. Now, when you bomb a joke, you're seeing everyone's horrible reaction specifically. Like you'll do a joke and you'll be like, "Oh, I ruined that person's day. I ruined that person's day. I ruined that person's day for sure. That guy's suicidal now because of my joke." And it's like there's no society around you to say you can't do something, right? If you're in a comedy club, you're in a public space. You have to have a certain decor. I'll be doing shows on Zoom and mid joke I'll hear someone clipping their toenails. Just just boom and just mid joke right at the punchline. An insane thing. I was doing a show and mid show I heard someone go through a divorce on one of the grids. There's no Here's the thing, because we're not in society anymore, people are giving less and less of a shit every passing day. Day one of quarantine, I did a show then. The people were wearing on the Zoom shows beautiful button up shirts, their best Sunday wear. Now I'm doing Zoom shows, half the screens have at least one nipple showing. That's the state of the union right now. And quarantining with my family. Shout out to anyone else who wants to kill themselves. Parents in quarantine, it's a little much. I'm quarantining with my mom, and I'll be honest, I was very happy about it day one. I come back home, I'm like, oh my god, food that isn't pretzels. You know what I'm saying? This is good. This is big. And now, at this point, I'm like, what, 7 days in? I'm like, I'm gonna just take my chances with the COVID. I'll be right back. Because this is suffocating. Do this, do that. I'm doing chores again. Chores. I haven't done chores since I was 12. Oh, God. At this point, if my mom asks me to do one more chore, I'm just going to go to the nearest subway pole and lick it. That's it. Just give me a hospital bed over this right now. So everyone's wearing masks right now. And the new trend is bandanas over your face. I walk outside one day, I'm like, did we all join Antifa? Or are we all about to rob the same 1860s train? I don't know, man. The bandanas actually aren't good because they're not safe. They get germs in, but they're fashionable, which is important because in America, we'd rather die than be unfuckable. So the bandana works perfectly in that respect. My mom's favorite mask is the surgical mask. She likes when I wear the surgical mask because it's the closest thing she'll ever have to her son being a doctor. I wear the mask. Swear to God, my mom gives me this look I've never seen before in my life. She looks at me. I'm like, is that respect? Okay. All right. Masks have also changed dating because now when you wear a mask, you're just a 10 automatically. Everyone's a 10 no matter what because there's no leagues anymore. There's no league. The only leagues are alive and not alive. Either you're 6 feet apart or you're 6 feet under. That's it. Here's the thing, be careful though, because you want to make sure someone looks good underneath the mask too, because you don't want someone to look good nose up and then they take their mask off and their face is a rotated Harvey Dent. You know, so be safe out there in those streets. Quarantine is like messed up dating, you know, because either you had somebody before the quarantine started and you're just banging every day, or you didn't have somebody and now you're just living as a Buddhist monk. Just the levels of sex have never been so different in our society. Either you're the Fonz or you're me. Shout out, by the way, to Buddhist monks, the original social distancers. Buddhist monks, it's so funny. Everyone's like, stay 6 feet away. They're like, we live in a mountain. Okay, boo boo. Buddhist monks are so hard to get to. Even COVID's like, I'm going to try to make it in New York. All right, y'all Buddhist monks just keep doing yoga, okay? Yoga, of course, if you don't know, being the set of physical, mental, and spiritual practices that were invented by millennial white women in San Francisco. People are doing Zoom dates now, which I don't get, because dates are fun because you can maybe escalate the date. You know, it starts off at a restaurant, then you go take a walk, maybe you start kissing. How do you escalate a Zoom date? You know, you can't just be like, hey, Zoom's pretty fun, but what do you say me and you go back down to my FaceTime? That's what quarantine has done to us. FaceTime is now third base. and standing outside of a girl's place while she talks to you from a fire escape, that's basically anal at this point. That's the beauty of all this, though. Zoom dates is that no matter how fucked up the world is, dudes will always try to get laid. We could be in a post-nuclear fallout. There'd be some dude named Kyle being like, "Hey Sharon, I got an extra hazmat suit back at my place. If you want to chill down in my bunker, got a couple of cans of beans, maybe some extra chicken soup if you want. You can hang out, maybe watch a radioactive green sunset together if you